the mixture of all of the materials. Well, the building, once again, a traditional building in Europe, especially during the Gothic times, would use only local materials. So remember I told you about the Great Falls in Patterson. Right next to that is called the Little Falls, okay? Now, it makes sense, right? Big Falls, Little Falls. So the trees that were on the Garrett Mountain just by Little Falls is where they got the trusses in the wood to build the roof. All the timbers came from the forest on Garrett Mountain. Well, guess where the brownstone came from? At the bottom of Garrett Mountain, at Little Falls, all the brownstone came from, okay? So they used the natural materials, the wood for the ceiling, but and you can see in the photographs, it's exposed. A lot of it is exposed. So that's all natural wood. They painted it. In Victorian times, they painted everything. So they painted the natural wood, and they even painted on the interior. Of course, the exterior, they kept the natural brownstone, but the columns are all natural brownstone. They painted the brownstone. And that's the reason why in the original design, all of the paint was very, very dark. Victorians used very dark paint colors because what kind of heat did they have? Just like that over there in the furnaces that we have in this room. Well, these aren't coal furnaces, but that's what they used in Victorian time. They used coal. What does coal furnaces make? Black soot. So you want dark colors because if you paint anything white, you paint anything yellow, it's going to look black in 2 weeks. So all the paint colors are dark. So originally the church looked very dark on the inside. And the only thing that really gave it color and brightness were these gorgeous windows, which, by the way, the other immigrants that were there were from Germany. So all the stained glass was imported from Austria and from Munich. It was from the Munich and Austria, Innsbruck school of stained glass. So every immigrant that came in contributed their culture. So we had all of this colorful glass that really stood out because the interior was very dark. And the Roman Catholic liturgy back then was very somber, especially in the Irish tradition, and the prayer was very quiet. In Irish liturgy, you don't hear a lot of singing, okay, because they weren't allowed to worship in England. Okay, the Church of England didn't like the Irish Catholics, so they had to be quiet when they worshiped, so that was their style. Well, now, of course, the liturgy is more exuberant, okay? People sing. Of course, in the Roman Catholic tradition, there was always great music tradition and choirs, and so now it's very bright. So the new bishop, when he came in, he said, I want all the dark colors gone. I want all the paint stripped off of the brownstone. I want the natural stone to come out, and I want all of the paint stripped off of the wood, and I want light paint colors, and I want light, bright marble. Well, as I said, the bishop wanted two things. Well, he wanted three things. He wanted Italian stone by Italian craftsmen, and he wanted the color restored in the glass, because all the glass had to be cleaned and it had to be restored. And he wanted wonderful lighting, natural lighting from the glass, but also artificial lighting, because there is liturgy in the evening as well. And he wanted a great sound system, so he put a wonderful sound system in, because he wanted to be heard, he wanted to be seen, because we know that all bishops like to talk. So he wanted everybody to hear his preaching. And they have a wonderful music program. So we have a brand new organ too. It was an organ that was partially from the old cathedral that was expanded and modernized. And the organ, we have organ now not only in the back, but we have organ in the front too. So everybody's surrounded by sound.